Turkey is a big country and a big bridge between Europe and Asia. This bridge ties not only the continents, but also the whole civilizations of past history. One foot of Anatolia is in mythology, the other is in nature. About half of Turkey's population, which is 65 million, live in the villages. Some of these people who live in the rural areas live in or in the vicinity of the forests. Forest villages, where most of them are located at the elevation of 900 to 1500 meters, have geographic irregularity in terms of land structure. The lands gained from the forests are unproductive and slim due to erosion. Unfortunately, it is difficult to mention that there is an economic animal husbandry in the villages. The pressure of the forest villagers is added to these negations. In fact, forest villagers are living on the poverty line. The portion of investments which the villagers get is very low. There is no infrastructure opportunity and possibility, and in addition, the basic services such as transport, health, and education get to the villagers very late. Forest villagers are the lowest income group in the country. Therefore, the protection of forest cover in Turkey depends on the development of the people who live in these villages and on the improvement of forest-village relations. The activities which consist of these type of approaches have been carried out in Turkey for many years in the same way. This documentary film is aimed to describe 2 FAO projects which are implemented in this way to explain the progress and to document the different steps in this respect. The first one is implemented in cooperation and collaboration with FAO and the Swiss government. Project activities were carried out under the auspices of the Ministry of Forestry of Turkey in collaboration with non-governmental organizations, Turkish Development Foundation, and some rural development experts. Project staff start project implementation activities in 19 villages or among Black Sea and East Anatolian mountains. With a feasibility study which takes into consideration the reports of the rapid rural appraisal carried out in these villages, 19 different project activities have been determined. In all these activities, people's participation and women development and improvement subjects are taken into consideration. The decisions are taken in cooperation with forest villagers under the project called the Development of Appropriate Community Forestry Methods and Models in Turkey. The meetings have been held with the villagers, which is headed by the community foresters. Therefore, project leaders are selected and community forestry communities are established in the villages. Forest villagers are making their tea with firewood. Fuel wood, which is used for cooking and heating, is planned to serve a variety of purposes. Therefore, special stoves, cuisine, are distributed to the project villages within the framework of this project. Fuel woods under the washing boilers along the rivers are also reflecting the mistreatment towards the forests. The number of fuel wood consumed only for laundry is now 5 to 6 tons per household every year. Proposed activities for the forest villagers, such as common laundry with solar system, draws the interest, especially of the women. The women in the forest villages are taking part in the production activities. Distributed beehives under the project are a new source of income for the forest villages. Rosa caninas have also a big potential under the new project. These fruits have had no interest up to now, and their stems were being used as firewood. But nowadays, the seedlings of Rosa canina are being planted. Forest villagers are encouraged by the production of Rosa canina jelly and by the interest of the jelly at the touristic hotels in the big cities. This is a very attractive contribution to them. alfalfa, clover, sainfoin are playing a big role, not only for the contribution to the animal husbandry as foliage and also to the range improvement, but also to control erosion. Another interesting implementation was shown in Uzundere with grape cuttings. Grafted grape cuttings, which were planted in uncultivated lands, are promising big hope in the project villages. Established greenhouses in the villages of Uzundere are contributing not only to the forest villages but also to the whole area. A trout production pool has been established under the project, and that was in 1992, as a model study due to excellent conditions to produce trout in Sapaja Creek, which is one arm of Tortum River through Sapaja village. The success was so excellent that the number of households who established trout production pool without getting any contribution from the project increased to 3 in 1993 and to 9 in 1994. Once an activity was implemented in one of the project villages, it was heard in the other project villages immediately. Education and training were carried out not only through seminars and informative sessions, but also through demonstrations of the project activities in the project villages and field trips among the villages. Another important activity is carried out under the project called Forestry and Food Security in the Mediterranean and the Near East region. This project is also being executed by the Ministry of Forestry of Turkey in cooperation with FAO. Project implementation sites are Turkey, Jordan, and Syria, due to their similar conditions. Meetings to determine the problems are being carried out with the participation of elder people. The problems of the villages are being determined with the participants using the method of ask, determine, and solve. In the end, an intensive study is being initiated under the project objectives. The historical traces dating from the Hittites to the Byzantines and the Seljuks make themselves felt in Dülgerler. The life of the villages is being refreshed with the project. Loom for weaving is a big support for young girls. Water reservoir, which is under construction, is an indication of irrigated agriculture in Dülgerler village. There's no doubt that the project is widening the horizons of the local people. Mushroom production is also getting its share of this expanding vision. Later on, project is turned to a password. Hope is endless. Activities in agricultural lands start with terraces in Küplüce village, such as in the other villages. The first measure to control erosion is this. Planted fruit seedlings are going to not only contribute economically to the villages, but also play an important role to control erosion. Water reservoir in Küplüce has already been constructed. Households are utilizing from this water reservoir, which has the capacity of 6 hectares of irrigation. The last project village in Konya is Beykava. 1,000 hectares of virgin Pinus nigra forest is an indication that this area was covered by forests in the past. The first thing is to stop erosion. The villagers of Beykava are reflecting an excellent example of participating in the activities under this project. Vacant lands, which are fragile and unproductive, are being transferred to fruit gardens in the shortest time possible within the framework of this project. The faces of people are laughing. This hope in the forest villages and this happiness which reflects the faces of villagers are very important. Project activities are giving comprehensive and clear results. This is also a starting point for the future successes. Community foresters and forest villagers are learning the secret of working together in 7 to 8 years. This is an important step, an excellent success in community forestry activities. No concerns, no anxieties, and no fears. People are now looking at the future with confidence.